Hello, hello, hello. A very good morning to you all. This is Daddy Chris from SRTV Studio here in London, and it is Rise and Shine. Nigerians, it's time to rise and shine. I don't know. Maybe at the point in time I'll be singing, I'll be playing, starting the show with the Nigerian national anthem. Well, from tomorrow, the show is going to be in two parts. We're going to have the first part, which is going to be the newspaper reviews. Those will be done by some set of people, and I'm most likely going to come in on the difficult part of the show where we talk about the issues of the day. And yes, because I think it's important for us to review, look at what is not only review what the newspaper is saying, but review the state of the Nigerian system. And today we'll be looking at our the economic state. I like that, the economy of the Nigerian healthcare system. It's very important. Healthcare in Nigeria. How healthy are we? Where are we? That's something we'll be looking at today on this show. I'm gonna be more careful because I get a lot of blue in my eyes when I say something stupid on this show. So about hey, this is Daddy Chris. I say what I think, and I believe in everything I have done on this show. I believe it. If I am wrong, it is my belief. It's not because I want to trash you. I want to do anything wrong about my own country. Well, today is a long day, and I hope it's going to be a beautiful day. As I speak, the network around the world has been very unfriendly today. I'm happy London has given us opportunity to be live, but Abuja is struggling to get online. Asaba the same, and so is Lagos. But I know they will join the show at some point in time. And it gives me opportunity maybe to actually now throw a little bit light on the show. And when they come back, I will retouch and I will let them know. And I'll flow with them. First, the most important and first thing that comes to mind. Yesterday I was talking on the show and I mentioned something very, very important. That the major challenge of man is death. Everything we do, we're going to leave it here. Anything you have now, bro, you're going to leave it for somebody going to take it over. Your wife, somebody will take. If your husband or somebody will take. If you die, somebody you go see MASH. If you die today, your wife will see MASH. So now for some time, the reason I know, as close as I was with my parents, they are gone, and I'm getting on with life. Who said that is good? That's not good. So the biggest challenge of man today is death. That is in my book. Maybe some of you think it's food, some of you think it's another thing. God did not appoint us. When they say He's appointed no man to die after that judgment, who says so? God never created this world for people to die. That is why He said, my people are dying because of lack of knowledge. They perish for lack of knowledge. That's what is in the Bible. The reason we are dying is lack of knowledge. And the thing that challenged me, and I keep saying it on the platform, is why we have enough money to make weapons so that we'll become the most powerful nation on earth, that is making Donald Trump to be so powerful today. Donald Trump is talking, I will withdraw NATO, Russia should do this, all those rubbish. None of them are actually addressing the most important issue of mankind. Donald Trump is going to die. George Bush of the senior is gone. Ronald Reagan is gone. So we just buried Jimmy Carter. So we're all going to go. That should be the major challenge of man. So no matter what you do, that important challenge is untouched. And I don't know why even our religious people are not talking about it, because they know they cannot talk about it. Because the questions they cannot answer. And I'm challenging everybody watching me this morning. Have you ever asked why we are dying? The Bible, if you believe in the Bible did not say you will die. It said our people are dying, we are perishing for lack of knowledge. The diseases that is killing people today in Africa will not kill somebody in Europe. I repeat, some of the diseases killing you will not kill anybody here. It will be something they will just treat and it will go. As I'm talking, and I know in the next few years, if they take a big challenge on cancer will be gone. Cancer have no place in the history of mankind. It is something we created, maybe out of the artificial food we're eating, and it's something we can wipe away. That's not our problem. We're busy killing people in Palestine, or Palestinians are busy killing people in Israel. That is what interests us. That is what dominates the world scene. And I'm ashamed to be part of this world that I find myself today. But who am I to say anything? But today, in the country where we come from, called Nigeria, there's something I want you guys to put in mind. Sleep as you think about this. Do you know that life expectancy in Nigeria today is just 55%? That is the question of the day. Do you know that the average Nigerians live for 55 years? I don't want to compare today because anytime I compare, my guests are always going to attack me. You know, women now, they always do things from emotion. Blah, 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 blah. You're defending Nigeria. You're not defending Nigeria. This and that. You die at 55. Is that a good thing? The question is why? Why don't you want to talk about this important issue? Why are we dying at 55? Now, on the global stage, I'm saying, hey, it's not even appointed unto man to die. But some people have been able to raise their life expectancy to about 70, 80. Yours is 55. Why? Have you people sit down to ask yourself this difficult question? Because that is what I do on the show. Well, that is on one side, which is really painful. I lost my mom at that age. Maybe that's why it's so touching for me. Today, I live in the United Kingdom. And if you are poor, if you are rich, you have access to healthcare. It's not the best, but you have access to healthcare. If you are sick in Nigeria, OYO, or your state, you're on your own. Kai. Okay. Let's assume that we can afford healthcare. How many of us can afford healthcare? Now, the government of Nigeria, President Ahmed Tinubu, your people in the Senate, those of you in the House of Rep, we spend 3.5% of our GDP on the health system. WHO, World Health Organization, recommended 15%. Now, you know, I'm going to remember one man, Kampa Keke. The guy was teaching us. He teach mathematics from offhead. You know what I mean? He doesn't come with book. He was teaching us calculus offhead. Kampa Keke. He liked this girl and he talked to her. She was in our class. And the guy went on around to begin to tell people, oh, the man is chasing me. He carried the matter to the hotel. Then now the matter got to Kampa Keke. Kampa Keke came to the class and he said, listen, if you fail, don't say I'm the one that failed you. If you read, you will pass. If you address your healthcare challenges, you will live long. If you don't live long, do not blame God. Because God cannot help you to live long if you've not been able to treat yourself. It's not God that's going to come and treat you. I'm going to keep one thing I keep saying on this program. Leave my God alone. I repeat, leave my God alone. I saw in one of the newspaper headlines today. I can't wait for Mary to read it. I can't wait for her to come on the show because she's the one that can read this one, not me. That the priest cannot read it. He said there's no celebration in Nigeria because of hardship. I forgot to say Happy Salah to my Muslim brothers and sisters. But the celebration is low-key in Nigeria because what? No money. Hunger in the land. Salah is for everyone. Those who have taken advantage of the earth to cultivate the earth to their advantage are going to celebrate big, harmful, while others will struggle to eat. Let me remind you, what put the children of Israel to hardship? I keep saying it. I don't know why people are struggling to join me today. Are we good to go? Let me see whether I can add in. Because everybody's struggling. Oh, no, it's not going to work right now. Well, let's keep trying. I'm sure the network will come at some point in time. I'm good at talking alone. You know, I talk. So I can keep talking. At the point in time, it should be all right. And once it is good, you guys add yourself to the program. Don't wait for me to add you. Once the network is good, try and join. Well, like I would say, you are not celebrating because there's no money. Now, it's not God that's going to put food on your table. It's not God that's going to give you money to celebrate. You need to. God has given you the resources in Nigeria, everything for you to celebrate. Now you can't celebrate. How can you celebrate? Let's leave that one today so that I don't go too far. Let's stick to the topic of today. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Greetings, my man. Greetings, the general. Well, it is important that we address this. Oh, I'm going to have a lot of guests, important guests on the platform tonight. But let me, before I bring my people on the platform, I pray that Evelyn, you see, we can't see you. I mean, I have you here, but your network is not helping at all. You're still on blank, so I wouldn't be adding you. But it's like I have a doctor in our midst, Usman Issa. I will add Usman Issa shortly because, like Usman, will be able to join me quickly. But let me put it this way: before I add Usman, do you know, Nigerians, that a healthier population in Nigeria, for instance, this is not have nothing to do with God. One and not vex. A healthier population could boost our GDP to 1.2 trillion US dollars by 2020. What's our GDP today? And how many of you are even aware of how much we how much we make in a year? We're going to address all that on the show today. Anytime I look at any issue, you know what I do? I always look at the economy of it. I don't look at it from the sentimental point of view. If they tell me Nigerian healthcare is in one state, I ask, how are we coping economically? Because without the economy, nothing will happen. I always say two things. I know the women are not on the platform, so I can say two things with my big man before they come. My guy, if you want a woman, you know what to do? You can force a woman to do two things. Only two ways you can make a woman to do what you want. Tell me the two. One, you can put gun in her head, open your leg. Women can fear go leg. That's why they easily rape them. Number two, give her plenty money, that leg go open. So anybody that underrates the economy, money, is a fool. In fact, the Bible said, money answereth all things. So when I look at issues, I look at it from the economic part of it. Our healthcare system, look at it. If we can be healthy, our income, because we have enough healthy people to go to work. We will not spend enough money in the health system. We will not be spending money. People will not be leaving work because they are sick. Malaria will not be killing everyone. We will not be dealing with all these stupid things, diseases that are killing people in Nigeria, and diseases that shouldn't be killing a soul. I'm going to follow this. I hope when my doctor joins me now, I'm going to say one thing. Do you know that it was a university in the UK that has come up with a way to counter mosquito, so that mosquito, when it bites you, it will be giving you malaria? That is the latest one. They are working on it. It will soon be out. Why they don't have malaria in the UK? You have malaria in Nigeria. You don't, this is not your business. How can malaria be killing us? Since I was born, that's where malaria has been killing people, and till today it's still killing people. In fact, the thing is even they become stronger. The kind of malaria we saw then is not the same one we see now. Because the malaria we saw when we were growing up, if you just put better leaf, cook away, mango, cotton, you don't go. Today you go drink all the chemicals in the world, you are still on it. Well, I have a doctor in our midst. I'm going to try and see if I can add them quickly. Let me see whether Vivian can join. I hope Vivian is shining now. Vivian, what happened? Nobody is with you. Ha. Wow. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Where are
Yes,
you,
so please,
madam?
good morning, sir.
Ah, Okwetu.
I'm somewhere around Ibejuleki in Lagos,
Okay.
and I'm meeting with a client for the show,
All right. Good.
with a guest for the show. Yes.
All right. We hope that people will join us. But I can see here, doctor. Doctor is with us, but his network is okay. Good. We have Doctor Usman Issa
Okay.
with us. Doctor, good morning.
Yes, this is Mr. Usman Issa.
Okay. Okay,
He
Mr.
is
Usman. Okay, Mr. Usman is
yes,
the one that can talk to us about the health tourism in Nigeria. I think that's the one we can be looking
yes,
at briefly.
domestic tourism. Yes, and medical tourism.
Oh,
You're
is it
welcome to the show,
domestic?
Mr.
Well,
Issa.
Mr. Usman, please use your mouth. My people say they send message give the person when they there. Tell us where we are when it comes to
Yeah,
our
yeah,
domestic tourism.
yeah, yeah. Good morning, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Can you hear
If I
me?
can, yes,
Oh, I'm Usman Issa. I'm a renowned medical tourism developer and promoter, and I'm
okay,
also an international speaker in the field of health tourism, based in
okay,
Abuja, Nigeria.
wonderful. We're going to need you more,
I'm
sir.
happy to be on this I'm happy to be on this platform. for
Thank you
this
very much.
crucial discussion.
Yes. Sir, uh, let's start. I'm going to start politically. During the time of President Buhari, our president spent whole whopping period of time on treatment abroad. And I know that's to make it very simple so everybody can understand. Every time we know Buhari is always flying abroad for treatment. They're always flying abroad for treatment. On on the average, every Nigerian that has some little money in his wallet either goes to India or come to the UK for treatment. And it's a system that goes on and on and on. But we have all this health system in Nigeria. We have university teaching hospitals that must be able to treat human beings. Why is that still prevalent in our time?
Okay, thank you for the good question. And to start with, you know what one don't know is this our senior brother.
That's true.
For
I like
example,
that.
you don't for
I like
example, you
that.
don't know ABCD. So that ABCD is your elder brother that you don't know.
Yes.
So if you look at all the countries that Nigerians are traveling to for medical treatments,
Yes.
it is because they have what we call appeal of medical tourism.
Okay.
You know, there's what we call driving factors and there's
Yes.
what we call appeal of medical tourism.
Amazing.
So the driving factors are the problems, and is what is driving people to other destinations like India, Turkey, Thailand, Singapore, Mexico, Ukraine, and other medical tourism destinations other medical tourism destinations. For example, in Nigeria, we lack quality treatments,
Okay.
and there's no trust in our healthcare system, and that is why those that have money, whenever they are having health challenge, they travel to where there is appeal of medical tourism.
I like the word. You are very careful with the word appeal. I like that. I like that, sir.
I'm an authority in this field.
I like that. Thank you, sir.
I'm an authority in this field. I
Well
gather
done, sir.
thousands of professors
Yes.
of medicine in a hall, and I tell them what is in this business. So whenever I'm talking about this health tourism of a thing, I talk with passion.
You took from a point of authority, sir, and I like that. I will take because you know what you're saying.
And I always select my words whenever I'm talking, so that at the end of everything, I won't offend anybody. So now to answer your question, why that is the president, our former president, Muhammad Buhari, always embark on medical tourism journey, is because he don't trust the system.
In Nigeria.
Yes, don't trust our healthcare system. It's not because we don't have good doctors or we don't have good hospitals in Nigeria. So this issue of medical tourism of a thing is beyond we not have good hospitals.
Okay.
So it's beyond because it's not only hospitals or maybe facilities that is only the driving factors for medical tourism. We have about 9 to 10. We have about 10 driving factors for medical tourism.
9 to 10. This is a very
So
big lesson, sir. Thank you very much. I want them to note it down. The thing that drives us out of the country, he said, it's not one.
yeah,
Because we don't have good doctors.
I'm going to list them one after the other. I'm going to
I don't want
list
to
them
show
one
us
after the
listing them.
other.
Yeah, I don't want to hear this alone, sir. Usman, I want other people to hear this with me because this
Yeah.
is interesting. As has just joined us.
It's not because what I say that I repeat, it's not because we don't have good hospitals or we don't have good doctors that people travel abroad for medical treatments.
Okay.
And I said there are about like 10 driving factors for medical tourism,
Okay.
whether home or abroad.
Wonderful.
And before I even continue, it's just that in this part of before I mention what is even medical tourism, by the way. Because
Yes.
what I'm saying, what is the actual meaning of medical tourism? That is what we should even know first. Because many Nigerians
Yes.
are ignorant of medical tourism, and those that think they have the knowledge don't have the right knowledge of it. That is why they're always busy condemning it and
Okay.
always saying they are revising medical tourism.
All right. So what is
Now,
medical
what is
tourism?
even tourism?
Good.
tourism, before you even go to medical tourism, what is even tourism itself?
Yeah.
Tourism simply means traveling from where one is residing to another location for whatever purpose.
Yes. I think we can understand. We can relate to
Yeah,
that.
for whatever purpose, either for business, for sightseeing, for pilgrimage,
For study,
for
for anything.
echo,
Yes.
any, yeah,
For
for
holiday.
education,
Yes.
etc.
Yeah.
So now you now connect it with medical tourism. From it now you can get the actual meaning of medical tourism. So medical tourism simply means traveling from where one is residing to another location in the quest for quality medical treatments.
That's all. And I think we can relate with that as well, Doctor Usman.
I repeat, as a medical tourism simply means traveling from where one is residing to another location in the quest for quality medical treatments, either
Correct.
within the countries or outside the country. But what Nigeria know as medical tourism is outbound,
Oh
which is
yes.
traveling abroad. So
Yes.
on a daily basis, our local hospitals are participating in intrabound and inbound medical tourism, but on notice.
Okay. Now we understand.
I
I
mean,
get your point.
intrabound, what I mean by intrabound is domestic. I mean, domestic
Domestic.
medical tourism is also known
Yes.
as intrabound medical tourism. So, on a
Wonderful.
daily basis, our local hospitals are be referring patients locally,
Yes.
but they don't know they are participating in promotion of medical tourism. And people do come from abroad to Nigeria for treatments. This is inbound, but they
Okay.
don't notice. They don't notice this.
Okay.
And why they don't notice this is because what many Nigerians know as medical tourism is outbound medical tourism, means
When you
traveling
travel
abroad.
abroad for treatment, yes. That in fact, when I come
Yes.
to the show, that's what I
So
bring on the show. Yeah, that is medical
so
tourism. If you do it within
so
Nigeria,
medical tourism
you're
is
not
all
for tourism.
encompassing.
Yes.
Yeah, medical tourism is all encompassing. So
Yes.
and the funniest thing is that while we are busy condemning medical tourism, say that we are revising medical tourism, other countries are busy reaping the benefits. Country like India is there seriously taking advantage of Nigeria and Africa market.
Yes. Of course.
And the funniest thing is, only in Nigeria you'll be hearing revising medical tourism.
Hmm.
You
Wow.
understand?
Yes.
What I'm saying, so NMA they organized an event recently, and
Okay.
in Lagos, I guess. They say that they gather themselves with the stakeholders, the key players, and the policymakers in the industry that they are revising medical tourism. And
Oh
by the
wow.
way, there's nothing like revising medical tourism. In healthcare business and global medical practice, there's nothing like revising medical tourism because the word revise means to undo or move backward.
Yes. To
So
change the
it
title.
implies that medical tourism is a problem that needs solution.
Yes.
So
But
medical tourism
it's
is
not
not
a
a
problem.
problem.
Mr. Usman, is it not a problem?
It's not a problem. Yeah, yes, sir.
Is it not a
It's not a
problem?
problem. Our problem is our standard of care that is poor. You understand?
That
So
becomes
it's
a
a global healthcare practice. Let me land. It's a global healthcare practice that involve referral of patients, whether within the country or outside the country, for quality medical treatments.
referral.
And for you to even know the beauty of medical tourism is a solution in action that depend on that motivate the appeal of medical tourism. Is a solution in action that
Okay.
motivate the appeal of medical tourism.
Okay.
So medical tourism is not our problem. Our challenge is our standard of care, and by the time we improve our standard of care, even those that don't believe in the system will start receiving treatment here.
Okay. So, in other words, but now let me ask you this, Mr. Usman, and I'm happy, Asaba.
Yes,
You're
sir.
welcome to the show. Good morning to you, Asaba.
Yeah, good morning,
Good
sir.
Morning.
morning.
Yes, we are with Usman here. Usman is throwing light on what medical tourism is, one of the major issue. I think Usman has corrected my language that it's not a challenge. That is actually a good thing. But I'm going to ask Usman. My number one question today is: by the time in international trade, Usman, what they taught us when we were in secondary school is when your import is lower than your export, you are in deficit. All right.
Yes, sir.
Now, you rightly highlighted that Nigerians are traveling abroad because of the
Lack of
mentality.
appeal of medical
Lack of
tourism.
appeal.
Lack of appeal.
Lack of appeal. Now, by the time we spend this whopping amount of money traveling abroad for treatment at the expense of our own local economy, is that not a challenge?
Okay, sir, I want to ask you question again. I'll use question to ask question.
Okay, sir.
You know, you are an economist. Oh, you know about economy very well.
A
Economy is
little
for
bit.
who? Listen to
Uh,
me, sir. Economy is for who? Economy is made for the man, but not the
yes,
man for the economy.
agree.
So if people are losing their lives because we want to save money for the economy, then of what use is the economy?
No use. No
Eh?
use. But for the
Okay, your
nation,
child is sick. Your child is sick. Your child is sick, and you're supposed to take your child to hospital, but you save some money and say it's for school fee of your child.
yes,
And you cannot take you don't want to touch the money because it will affect you because the money is meant for the school fee and you leave
yes.
your child and the child died. So of what use is the money?
Okay, let me use another question to answer you. By the time your
Okay.
child is sick and you don't know how to treat your own child, that you're not looking for somebody else to treat your child, is that not a challenge to you?
Okay, what if you don't have what it takes to treat your child?
That's the challenge. That's the challenge. That's the challenge.
Okay,
When you don't have what it
now
takes, that's the challenge.
now yeah, that is the challenge. So now we have a solution to the challenge, and that
Yes.
is why I'm on this platform.
Thank you. What's the solution? We're gonna come straight to the solution because we don't have a lot of time. I know a lot of people will do. Good. What are the challenges?
Okay, now what will be the solution is simple. I'm going to give you a solution to this.
Okay, sir.
So the solution to this, we should stop condemning medical tourism
Okay.
because medical tourism is an antidote to the challenges we are facing in our health sector. And they say problem known, problem solved. Most of
Yes.
people that do gather themselves in Nigeria that they are that they want to proper solution to the problem in Nigeria, they don't have in-depth knowledge of the
All right.
problem because it's when you have a knowledge of problem because in research methodology they say problem known is problem solved.
True. True.
So now Nigeria problem in our health sector, the problem in our health sector is one, and it gave birth to two problems.
Okay.
What is that? What is the problem? The way we look at our health sector, we are
Yes.
looking health sector as one with one eye instead of looking healthcare with two eyes.
All
We so
right.
healthcare is supposed to be looking at as a profit and not profit making venture. And that is where you get it right. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. We are looking at both private and public. We look at care as a private, sorry, as a not profit making venture. So it's not
Yes.
supposed to be. So if you go to India today, in their private hospital, what they do there is strictly business.
Yes.
And there's
We
no
have
way we are operating healthcare like this that the investors will come because investors come to where there is business, where their capital will be secured, where the return on investment is guaranteed as and when due. And you
Thank you.
cannot find all these things in our health sector. Then the problem that this problem gave birth to, which are two problems. One, we call one of the problem as problem outside the health sector. Then the
Okay.
second one is problem within the health sector. And what is the problem outside the health sector? I'm giving you a solution now
Yes.
because
Yes.
I'm analyzing the problem alongside with the
Solution.
solution.
Yes.
Now we say that there's a problem within the health sector and problem outside the health sector. And if you want to tackle this problem, first of all, you have to tackle the problem outside the health sector first, which is the problem of enabling environment. And
Okay.
who is responsible to tackle this problem is government. Because it's
Okay.
the responsibility of government to provide enabling environment for its citizens, either in health sector or in any other sector.
Thank you, sir.
So I'm talking of the issue of light because in Nigeria there's no stable power supply, no good road,
Yes.
no water, and policy. Most of their policy are unfavorable to healthcare service providers. So government has to make a policy that will favor both healthcare service providers, healthcare seekers, and healthcare facilitators. That is that side. The beauty of this is that when the government solve its own problem, it will going to solve 80% problem in the health sector. What are the
So
problem? Problem of availability of treatment,
yes.
affordability of treatment,
Yes.
accessibility of treatment,
Yes.
acceptability of treatment, so poor success rate, attitude of medical personnel towards patients, lack of trust, medical negligence, medical malpractice, medication error, and healthcare fraud.
Okay. Now, Usman, but you've
Yes, sir.
come to admit now that there is challenge in the health system. That there is a challenge because you
So
said
now the solution. Let me round up.
what
The
is the
solution.
solution?
The so,
Without the
the
challenge,
solution. the solution to the, because I've gave you the solution to problem outside the health sector, which is government that can
Yeah.
provide the solution.
Okay.
Then
Then
the
what?
solution to the problem within the health sector is medical tourism, embracing medical tourism.
Okay.
That is why we call medical tourism solution in action,
Okay.
that motivate the appeal of medical tourism. Because all these countries that you see, we are having the challenge of healthcare workers migration. On the
Yeah. Yeah.
daily basis, our local
I was
healthcare
talking
service providers are
I was
migrating
talking about the
abroad
brain drain.
in good numbers.
The brain drain. Yes.
And the countries they are running to is because they embrace medical tourism in that country. Okay, can you name one country in the world that is doing well medically that is not participating in promotion of medical tourism?
No, they will
All
be
the
from.
countries our local healthcare service providers are migrating to is because they embrace medical tourism, and medical tourism brought all the things they are lacking to that country. So if we embrace medical tourism, definitely it's going to bring what we are lacking to Nigeria,
So,
and
Usman,
it's going to stop migration of. Hello, sir.
let me ask this: should we encourage more people going abroad for treatment? Because make it simple for normal Nigerians to understand, or should
It's
we
simple
promote?
whether we encourage. See, sir, listen to me. Listen to me. It's not issue of it's not issue of encouraging or if you have your money today, because life has no replacement. You can get your treatment anywhere you like. So
Yes.
all we need now is for you to, hello, sir.
Let me.
Anywhere you are, what we need to do now is for us to start working on how to have appeal, the appeal of what we are liking. That is what we should concentrate on
Okay.
having it. Once we have it, naturally it will even stop people going out. Not
Thank
you
you.
using mouth.
So
See,
you
I
said
don't
it.
deceive myself.
No, you said it also. So in order for us to discourage this outflow of our people going abroad, we need to make our system working.
Yes, working.
That's what you say, and I think I agree. I think
Yes.
everyone agree with you with that. So anyway, we are speaking the same language, I think. But and you have you because you have authority in the field. You have a lot of passion. You're driving it with a bigger hammer, but we are driving it with a
Yes.
small tool. So bear with us.
So you cannot have supermarket at your front. You want to buy indomie, and the supermarket in your front of your house don't have indomie, and you want to eat indomie, and you say okay, go and sit down. You can go to even elsewhere within that your area and go and get the indomie, because they don't have the shop at the front of your shop.
Yes,
And
I agree.
that man cannot tell you that okay, why do you go and buy indomie from another place, because he don't have the indomie.
All right. Let Asaba is with us now.
Okay,
Asaba,
sir. Thank you, sir.
yes, we'll be talking about this. We are not trashing this issue of medical tourism, and our expert here is telling us that actually it is a good thing, or it's a natural thing. Let me put it that way. That's what he's trying to say. That people will always go to where they can find treatment. They will always go to where they can get good food. I am in the UK because I was looking for a better life. So that tourism will always happen. When people know that it's better there, they jump. And he said something that is really important, which is something I tried to talk about in one of my movies. The appeal. Most of the things that made us to come to UK was the things we see on television. Oh, it's beautiful out there. I am going. It might not be so when you get there, but it is beautiful. The question is, do we have the appeal in Nigeria? Those were the words. He was very careful talking about the appeal, that Nigerians are leaving the country outside because there's an appeal, there is a need, and the facilities at home is lacking. I think that is what he's been trying to put us through. What do you people have to say with this? Because unknowingly, we're going to come to the issue of this tourism. I wanted to look at the state of the Nigerian healthcare first, but I'm happy to have him first. So when you think about it, Nigerians, down to our president, everybody today, when they are sick, they go abroad. They go to India. I don't know whether the doctors in India have 20 heads, whether our doctors refuse to understand how to pass injection. I don't know whether we don't have surgeons who can treat people. Why we are still flying our president, the most important number one citizen abroad for treatment. And this is an issue for concern. One, on the matter of sovereignty, the Nigerian president should not even be treated by somebody who's not in Nigeria. But that's what we do. So, and here we are, of course, why the ordinary man will look for something better, the nation must have a pride. I don't know our pride if we keep running abroad for treatment. So that I will leave that to you guys. I'm coming to the economy. And now, when we think about it, this is one area I wanted him to talk about, is the amount of money it costs us to treat ourselves outside Nigeria. The amount is killing. So that 70% of the money we earn actually go abroad for treatment. That's a challenge. That's a challenge in my book. But Honorable Usman here said it's not. So I'll leave you people in Asaba to weigh in on this matter. I don't think Asaba can hear me very well because I think they're struggling because the network is really bad today.
Network is very bad.
Yeah, but at least we can hear you now. So do you hear what I say?
Yeah.
So what would you say about this issue of our Nigerians going abroad for treatment? Is it wasting? I want to say putting the money they use to treat Buhari. Let me put it in the lowest economic term. The money we spend in treating Buhari was not his money; it's our money. They used to treat Buhari would have been able to build 20 hospitals that would treat more than 1 million Nigerians. It was wasted on one man because, like Usman said, there's no appeal. And and every day we are on the flight spending money. One will get money for visa. You know how much is visa fee to come to UK? So if you are coming to England for treatment, you first pay your visa fee. That one is not part of it. You pay your visa fee, you come and pay for accommodation where you're going to stay, you now get treatment. All of them is weighing on the Nigerian economy. And Usman has educated us. That is a good thing. We are here to agree. I want to hear from Asaba on that. For some reason, we're really struggling on the platform today. And everybody can understand that even Asaba and Lagos, they've not been able to join. But I know it will come to point. So that's going to leave me with you small, Usman. I'm going to bring statistics on the show.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
The figures I have here support your argument that a healthier Nigeria will boost our economy. A healthier Nigeria, today, we're dying at 55, which is not good. So this one will go, these are questions I prepared for the other doctor. But the question I'm preparing for you is that it is true that both of our money that would have kept our medical doctors, because I want to, with you, maybe there are two things I want. First, let's treat one small one. Brain drain. Doctors that cannot function in Nigeria, they are flying them abroad for treatment. If I'm a doctor today, I will not be in Nigeria, I'll be here. Because you know how much I'll earn here? My GP, an average GP in the UK, earns £70,000 per annum. When you divide 70,000 by 12, meaning they earn about 6 or 7
natural
£7,000 a month, and that is about 15 million Nigerian money. How much do you pay a doctor in Nigeria? Where will he stay? So a doctor with always, like you rightly said, the way you saying that anybody that have money can go abroad for treatment. So a doctor will have no reason to stay in Nigeria and go abroad. We did not train our doctors to go and serve other people. We train our doctors to treat us. We spend a lot of money creating hospitals in Nigeria to treat Nigerians. If they think it's a right to fly abroad and do that, then you go there and get your training. You don't spend our economy to train doctors, and the doctors are now abroad treating people. Fault is on the government. But if I'm a doctor, I won't stay either. So the question I have to say to you, Usman, again is, how is this a good thing to the Nigerian state? I talk about pride we don't have if we begin to treat our president abroad. Money is going down the drain. Our brain, people that would have look at, like I gave instance on this show now. Do you know that it is UK that is now providing solution to malaria by defining how to make mosquito less infectious? If mosquito bites you, it will not bring any bad thing to you. That is how much it can become. But today, anybody that is sick, doctor finish school, research will not do. Yet we have all these things. Our money is being wasted. Let's start from president and all. All we do is go abroad for treatment. Right. Everybody today provoke. Oh. Mary, what happen?
Good morning, Daddy Chris.
Money. Everybody just to provoke. It's good that at least you guys could join. As I managed to join, you can hear me now. Maybe whether it's the system that is killing it, I don't know. Because the doctor was able to join me. I can't even hear Asaba. Maybe this is the way to go. So where are we? So Asaba.
Yeah, I think we are together. Asaba is on now.
Okay.
Asaba
Good.
is on. We've listened to your analysis and
Yes,
the
sir.
contribution of the guest. The issue of the health sector in Nigeria is quite a challenging one. Some will say pathetic one, in the sense that we are treating doctors that end up functioning in the diaspora. But whether that is a plus or a minus is what the guest there has said, that it shouldn't be an issue of concern. Is analysis of if you need an Indomie and it's not available nearby, you can go and get it some other place. But what that leads us to is a setting where we get to understand that a hospital is beyond a good doctor. We have good doctors in Nigeria, and the number of the doctors we go to, as it were, get their services abroad are from Nigeria. But the health sector is beyond a good doctor. It's even beyond a building that is designated to be a hospital. To do what kind of care do you receive inside that building? When you have a good doctor, passionate about saving life, and at the middle of an operation, we find out that because of poor infrastructure, there's power outage, and there is no oxygen to sustain the life of the patient, and he comes out frustrated and he tells you, he just lost that one. Then the question is, for how long will you endure such a system where, in spite of your technical know-how, because of poor infrastructure backup, and instead of you saving lives, and you find out that because of that frustration, because apart from the salary, it's about, there is something called about job fulfillment. You have a fulfillment that you are actually practicing the profession the way you are taught, because the primary responsibility of a medical doctor is to save lives.
Yes, that's their job, and it hurts them when people die.
They struggle with this, but because of the poor backup of infrastructure, we'll see a situation where at some time, a number of them who japa is one, yes, the higher pay there is there, but because they have more job satisfaction out there, and that is why they go there. The question we should bother ourselves about is, in all these years, how come we have had this reversal? Because there was a time that UCH was attracting kings of Morocco, kings in Dubai, and they were coming to UCH. What were they coming to do? To receive first-class quality treatment from our professors and medical doctors, consultants, house officers, and all that. But today, we have gone it round the other way. And so between then and now, how have we lost it? We are underfunding the sector. Yes, we are now churning out doctors, or training them rather, but you train them and you can't force them to remain in this system. No amount of legislation can force a doctor
to remain,
or even any medics, including nurses, to remain here under a setting that frustrates or negates even the Hippocratic medical oath that they took. And so you can't force them to stay. And so Nigeria has become a recruiting office, a recruiting center, where you are recruited on a Friday, you enter the flight on a Sunday, and then on Monday you get there, you are practicing. And you are practicing and you are happy that you are practicing. It's about job fulfillment. And so if the National Assembly say our young medical doctors must be stopped from going abroad, they must serve here for 10 years before they go, that cannot stop medical tourism. That cannot in any way stop, because you can't stop them from going to practice. The world has become a global village. So what we should do will be, how do we address our medical institutions here so that it will be patient or care centered, so that people get in there and they get the care. Sometimes too, you get to our hospitals here and you see the relationship between health officers and the medical and I mean the patients, including women who go for delivery. Then you begin to ask yourself, if they have a better option, will they do it here? If they have the money, they would rather go where you are treated with some care.
The health appeal.
And not a pregnant woman is asked, was I the one who made you pregnant? If you don't know how to push, just go there. So it can be frustrating. So our medics should also learn how to have patient center, care center, so that they can attract people. Otherwise, those who have the means will continue to go abroad, and it's like a holiday for them. You treat the headache and you relax because the system there is makes you such to relax instead of the frustrating, agonizing system that we have here. Thank you.
Perhaps it's a very good one. Thank you. I'm going to let Fred wait. You see what I was looking at here, very, very important, because when you imagine the damages on the economy, on the Nigerian economy, it's enormous. Like you really analyze.
Yeah, the capital flight.
Yes. If you just Google how much a doctor in Nigeria earn compared to the ones in the United Kingdom. In the UK, a doctor salary ranges, this is Google, from around £36,000, which is £139,000. Don't want to add it annually, depending on experience and specialization. While the average Nigerian doctor salary is 25,000.
What that means is that they are underpaid. The system underpays them, so it's like a slavish thing. And so when you are underpaid, you are undermotivated. You cannot give in your best. You cannot give in your best, and so at the slightest opportunity, you want to jump to where you can get where you can be, your services can be better appreciated.
Exactly. Our lecturers are here. You know, funny thing, I will come to the education. We're going to address education within the week. Our lecturers in the UK, they are Nigerians lecturing. The people in the 90%, if you go to our NHS in the UK here, the women and nurses, they are Nigerians. The doctors are Nigerians. 90% now.
Yeah.
So it's not as if that the Nigerian brain cannot carry this. Something is wrong somewhere.
Yeah.
And by the time
it's the environment.
Political class, yes, go on.
It's the environment.
Agree. And the Usman call it the appeal, and I agree. The appeal is not there.
Yes.
Because you will not expect somebody to work in Nigeria when his mate can earn £139,000. I don't want to count down in Naira. They will be angry. Everybody will leave now. But that is the reality. You know how much I cry to see a Nigerian who could own in fact, most of them here, I'm not even happy with them. I want to see Nigerians owning their own general practice. We call it the GP. If you go there, they tell you how much a GP earns in a month. That is, our health system here is broken down into sectors. So when you are sick, every locality have their own small place where you register. It's only when you have a major problem, you go to the big hospital. If you have minor issue, you go there, they treat you. It's only when you need maybe to do some major tests, expert is needed, then they send you to the main hospital to do that. That GP alone, which is the general practice, no Nigerian, we don't see people, most of us that come here, we know they do the business. Every day they look for who go fit do with us. So that Nigeria, even down to ordinary post office, Nigeria don't have post office in the UK. Go here, now only India get them. Make us speak pitch small. Now India, now they get all the GP here. My GP here na India. My the local post office na India man. The filling station, all the money one on people get. They don't get filling station here. May they carry the money go home. Let us, you see, nobody stop you to do business in UK. When our people come here, now only to come spend money on tourism, on medical tourism, waste our money here for healthcare that would have got at home. They'll carry money, go carry women here, rather than, in fact, when they spend the money here, put the money here, make money and go and spend at home. Who stop you? So maybe we need to do that. That thing need to change. That narrative need to change. It's important to look at the Nigerian economy, not because of us alone, but because of our children. How can we be a wasteful generation, only taking money that we go and spend? Yeah, it's your right to go and spend your money. Of course, if you're abroad, if you have money to treat yourself, nobody can stop you from going abroad for it. But at what cost? The money is Nigerian money. Let me make it clear. Why this is of concern, let's look at this figure very carefully. Nigerians spend 2.3 million naira, which is about 3 million, about 2.3 million pounds, or 3.7 billion on foreign healthcare related services. Only for a very short time, from January 2024 to a very short time. Not for a year, for a very short time. That amount of money, imagine what it would have done to our health system. Guess what? The people in the House of Assembly, those of them that are singing the National House of Assembly, that are very important, those of them self-fornicating, committing adultery there, they could not address this important issue. How much is our budget? The Nigerian budget for healthcare in a year is, you know, our GDP, we only devote 3.5%. World Health Organization has been begging us, put 15% on healthcare. We don't care. 3.5% on health. But the president is going abroad for treatment. The House of Assembly members go abroad for treatment. The governors are abroad for treatment. Those who have money going abroad for treatment. But the money for the health system is 3.5% against what the World Health Organization is saying. Who is going to, again, at the end of the day, we're going to say, now God go do one. You know, say, now that one invest me. God not go do this one. No. This one not consign God. He consign us. Mary, I know the network is not helping at all. Are you with us, Mary?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. Yes, I can hear you. You know, the thing is, the people that are supposed to fix this healthcare, are not even here for treatment. They don't receive their treatment here. So, are we expecting them to do anything? When if they are sick, immediately they are sick, they are rushed to a foreign country. So the people that are supposed to work on it are not here. Neither do their kids receive treatments here in the country. That is why you see that even the private sector, the private hospital, I think, does better. You said?
Go on, Mary. Yo, the private hospital. I'm coming to that. I'm going to let you weigh in, Mary, completely.
The private hospital, the ones that can pay their workers, does better. I've been to a hospital where the nurse was asked to inject someone for typhoid, and she was giving the person injection for ulcer, and she was even advising the person, please be eating. If you cannot eat, take something in the morning, even if it's tea. But you were asked to inject somebody for typhoid. So it means when the doctor gave her the drug, the injection, she does not know what is used for. Yes. Now, in the private hospital, I believe the doctor could actually employ nurses that he can pay.
Of course.
Right? And what are these nurses? I believe they didn't even go to school to understand what they are doing. Maybe they just learned it for within 6 months or so. Yes. You were giving injections to inject somebody. Maybe the doctor didn't tell you what the sickness was, but your own mentality tells you that it should be ulcer. It's embarrassing.
If you say this, you justify people traveling abroad for treatment. If you say that, you go justify saying they go run abroad. Because if you tell big man, say that country they happen, we don't go ever come that hospital. You know what we're saying is true, but only let's look at it economically. All right, only when you know how many Nigerians travel to the UK. If you're giving a visa now, all of you will come. You know how much when you travel to the UK it costs you 100, and only the visa fee. Visa fee today is about 100 and something pounds, which is 200 and something thousand naira. Then you will come pay before you do the, how do you call it, you go and do your biometric. That one costs another 80,000. So on a good day, you spend about 300 and something thousand naira only on visa. The UK government is collecting it every day. Whether just for holiday. They never talk. If you come here, you will pay for food, you pay for hotel, all of them. This is how they appeal. The country is appealing. How many white people come to Nigeria for this?
But that's how shameful it is. You cannot see a white man that is sick and they come to Nigeria for treatment. But you see, Nigerian hospitals, sometimes maybe the ones that are well-to-do, hospital that will say maybe their treatment is very expensive. They will tell a white doctor from abroad to come to Nigeria and do the treatment. You see people celebrating in this hospital. Sometimes they bring white people to come and do treatment. Do you know how much they'll pay that doctor? Do you
But
know
you
how
know,
much they'll pay?
wait, is it better because his skin is white? You see the problem we have?
But that's the problem. I've seen people that were sick and okay to do a particular treatment for them. They said it's a white doctor that will be coming, and you could see the celebration because it's a white doctor. Well, we know that we've got a lot of intelligent Nigerian doctors, just that we cannot pay them well and we do not value them. But these same Nigerian doctors go abroad and they are being employed and paid well. But when you say white doctor in a Nigerian hospital, you think your life is safe. In fact, they are the ones that can save your life. So the mentality is really
We
annoying.
How do we do that?
we
I,
have
I,
there is this issue that is also good we consider, and that starts to do with the fact that the health sector all over the world now is technology driven. You know, from technology, it's almost getting to a point where AI will be taking over in the next couple of years. But
amen.
for
Amen.
now, you find out that there are a number of machines, there are a number of technical support for effective health care delivery that the Nigerian health practitioner will find it difficult to bring in into this country. Why? Because the exchange rate to get it in will be such that it will be frustrating for him to get in. And the irony of it all is that where we would have helped to save this exchange rate is exactly what we are doing now by the stretch of forest, by going after the dollar, going after the pound, in order that we can go and access this healthcare in other climes.
Thank you.
And that on its own is bringing an exchange pressure on the naira.
On the
And
night.
so I have healthcare practitioners here who are into, they are practicing here. And some of the things they require, even for things as simple as fibroid, to take care of fibroid in a woman, they need to bring it in because they are modern equipment. You no longer have to cut open a woman in order that you need to
Exactly.
bring out fibroid. But you need to put the woman, subject the woman under a machine that has a heat. And with just a needle in, it melts away, and the fellow is as good as having been operated on. That
You know,
is the level
yesterday,
the healthcare industry is in.
God will bless you.
But to get such machines in, will require, after when you go to the exchange, the amount in naira will be so challenging for them, so frustrating. Even with collaboration with some Chinese healthcare providers and all that, it's still quite a challenge. And so you find out that the fellow who says, I can afford it, so I am in India today, I'm in Germany tomorrow, I'm in Britain tomorrow for healthcare, and we are underdeveloping our sector here. In the long run, it's not helping matters.
No.
Yes, our children, they come out as medical experts. We encourage them to travel. Yes, they travel. Yes, they save life in the diaspora, but people are dying here. We must ask ourselves, what is the World Health Organization ratio for medical doctor per patient? And what is it that we have here? Here is over a doctor over 2,000 patients. And it's getting wider and wider by the day because the medical doctors are traveling abroad. So the question must be, how do we salvage this situation? And how do we make the healthcare system here, the environment to be more fulfilling for the medical doctor to stay here? Because there are those who have stayed abroad, they make the money, they save lives there. Sometimes you go there for operation, and it's at the theater you realize that it's your brothers from Nigeria here that are the ones in charge of the operation. And you are going to pay them in dollar. You are going to pay them. Then the question is, how can we make our environment here better so that these people, at a point in life, after you have made all the money, We no longer
They
have
don't
any
even,
other
they don't
people.
even need to
People have
travel.
made an impact.
They don't need to
I'm
travel,
sure
my
that
brother.
at some point, after making all the waves in the diaspora, that the Chris will want to come back to Nigeria. Because you can't stay there forever. And you won't want your body to be brought back. So there must be a time you desire to come back here and give back to society. So how can we make the healthcare friendlier, more impactful, so that at 60, 65, a Nigerian health officer and professor in UK, we don't want to die there. But we rather come back here so that when eventually he's called up, he's closer to his grave instead of the body being flown back. So we must address that.
Yes.
Spending so much money to bring back somebody.
It's not only doctors. Thank you, journalists. It's not only doctors. Everybody, if you come to our meeting here, some people go to our meeting because if they die, they know we'll carry them home. Because that is what we do. If you die, we raise money to carry you home. So some people are going there because when they die, if they don't have money, we will raise money.
What is wrong if they are buried? What is wrong if they are buried there? If they are buried there, they can't rest in peace.
I know. We all want to join our ancestors. You see, this is very important.
But if the ancestors in UK, they must come back to Atobi.
Abi, now let's look at the importance of this. If our health system is working, only that if I'm in Nigeria, the biggest threat I have when I want to come home is how will I access my drugs? At a particular age, you have 1 or 2 health challenges. You want to have those drugs. You are not even sure. Look at the one I take here. If I'm not sure if I get it in Nigeria, whether it will be original. So I'm not going to carry out these drugs forever. Then I should have it to buy in Nigeria. You understand? And the question is it accessible? Is it available? Those are things that are very important to a man wanting to relocate. Do you know how many of my friends who want to relocate? The only 2 things that is keeping them here is 1, healthcare, number 2, security. They say, I don't know if they are going to kidnap me. Number 1, that are number 1.
You know, I tell them that they have money, they can get their own personal police. Security is not the
problem. You understand? And number 2, how do I access my drugs? Here, they are sure. In fact, it's a sin to die because some things that Nigerian will die. It is a sin. It will not kill you in the UK. And you say that God they keep person. God did not appoint you to die. Now you choose the time when you want to die. So yesterday I was saying here that God is not God's intention for us to die. They say it's appointed to man to die. No, that's not God's plan. It's our plan. Look at it now. 55 years Nigerian man. Now would they live? 55. That's our average lifespan today. It's disheartening. And we are talking of, and yet we have medical doctors who we train, Japa. We train them, the Japa. And the question is, what is really here? I can tell you for free that there's no Nigerian that want to stay outside. If not money, if not the comfort, if not the fame, if not the lie, sometimes we lie to ourselves. Nobody want to stay. Not people in my time. Maybe the younger ones that are born here want to stay here. But people of my time, nobody want to stay here. If it's here because someone they say I don't want to go home because you cannot go home. You don't get village, you don't get house for village when you want to stay. They have their own challenges here. So we want to come home. I keep telling them, if Nigeria fail, we all fail. Not only Nigeria, all of us might fail. The success of Nigeria is what we rely on. So when most of us are angry, it's not because of we are not just saying it, because that is our home. How can we allow you to destroy the home that's not your home alone? It's for us. Tinubu, Nigeria is not your own alone. It's for me and you. He has to understand that. You understand? So we want to see Nigeria succeed. And this little thing now, look at it. Minor thing. Disease. When I go kill Tinubu, go kill somebody else. Very simple disease that will not kill somebody. We keep waiting now. And it's not as if we don't have doctors, so we have them trained, ready to go. Now, the next thing they are here. You can't blame the doctors. And the most annoying thing is the Indian man when they treat you so. Now 20 here they get. Most of them are not even as well trained as you are in Nigeria. I studied law in the UK. I can tell you that it is more difficult to pass the law degree in Nigeria than to pass it in the UK. How can the lawyer in UK be better than you? At least that is the one I know. But then, see now, if Oyibo come, if Oyibo just speak one English now, in law better pass my own. Just because he is a white person. So, Mary, because now Oyibo,
they know that we are more than them in these things. But the annoying part is that they know fully well that we respect them more than we respect ourselves. When we start respecting ourselves, honestly, it's going to get better. But the thing is, we don't even respect ourselves. Rather, we respect the white skin. I don't know what's so special about this white skin, but we tend to respect.
Why is Tinubu traveling abroad? Not be Tinubu go start am. If Tinubu take treatment for home, if Tinubu show us example, look at that boy in Burkina Faso now. That boy will never travel anywhere for treatment.
Sure, he can't do that.
Go pay that boy when he go France for treatment. No amount of money go die for home.
Someone that has increased their worker salary by 50%. So it means it's encouraging them to do more. So the young guy is working, but our country, what we are doing is our president is fighting political race. So how will they concentrate?
Make you not quiet, Mary. Not quiet. Yeah.
Political race is one fight or the other. That's what we are seeing here.
It's about 2027, though. And let's go to Fred. Fred, I know the rate. Fred, though, in Delta State, I know the rate for 2027 now.
Let me come in here. I think we have come to.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we're with you.
But the point where we need a state of emergency in our health sector.
Good.
State of emergency is 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. Within this period, a technical committee should be set up, made up of experts from the various branches of healthcare, doctors, yes, nurses, midwives, medical health sciences, and the rest of them, so that yes, they will brainstorm, visit the health institutions, take inventory of what is required to put our healthcare system in shape. Then the government will now set up a period of plan period, which is 1 year plan or 2 year plan, to be able to muster funds, to be able to develop this our healthcare system. And again, we need, if like you said, if the president can lead by example, because I know that the State House clinic is well funded and they have best of the facilities you can think of. So if the president can lead by example, by taking his treatment there and ordering every other federal appointee to do same, I'm sure the states will kill him, so that this issue of medical tourism will be reduced. Because the political will is not there, that is why it continues. So we need this state of emergency. But can come to that.
So would that be state of emergency on not in rivers? So would that be the state of emergency in rivers? We need the one on the head. That we say.
Yes, so that
the kind of action they took in River State, I wish they can take it in our healthcare. They can bring it down. But look at how fast they reacted to River issue.
The hospitals now interview the workers there, the healthcare providers. What they keep saying is the issue of career progression is not there, welfare is not there, those are pharmacies, the drugs, the critical drugs, important drugs are not there. So how do you operate? Go to rural, the health facilities in the rural areas, no generator to power them. So these are issues. And like one of our persons there said that if you have you want to buy something, you could have it in front of your house, but you still prefer to go and buy it at top price.
Exactly. That's another thing we have told him. So that you have it in front of your house, you go to ShopRite to go and buy it because ShopRite told is better. And you trust ShopRite.
No, it's beyond valuing the environment in this ShopRite. When you are buying the Indomie, the environment in the ShopRite on its own
has added money to the
added value to it. And
you are not too sure.
We are not
United
too
Good
sure whether
Pictures.
that one is expired.
Exactly. Take good pictures.
We will go to ShopRite.
Post it on Facebook. Oh,
So United Good Pictures that I was in ShopRite
I post
today.
it on
So it's
Facebook.
a plan.
No, well, I think you're right. President Tinubu came out and he said, "No responsible government. We see what is happening in rivers now and keep quiet." But I wonder any responsible government that see people dying, that our life is only 55 years old, is comfortable with that. That we go out, our people go out for tourism, we go and treat ourselves abroad. He himself treat himself abroad. It's okay. But what is happening in rivers is a problem. All your money, you not get power. Anyway,
Yeah,
that
there
day,
is a problem. Understandably so. Understandably so.
it was Fred
Understandably
that said
so.
we need a state of emergency. Fred is the one that said we need emergency. Not me. Because Fred, they will say it's that decrease. Because we are expecting that we want to see state of emergency in so many areas. So many areas, my brothers. And this one of health is too important. A healthy nation should be the number one priority of any government. A healthy nation. Do you know that if within the if I will bring them in tomorrow, you guys will not be able to stay here. I probably bring them in tomorrow. In at the Ogara Teaching Hospital, Delta State Teaching Hospital in Ogara, I've hosted them about 4 times on this show. Sometimes they are only asking for something they need to be able to do their own job. So when the body build that place, even you can get oxygen from the wall. You just plug it to your nose. That's natural the oxygen. That's how the place is built. All of them are down. The people are asking for electricity. The people are dying in their hands because there's no light to treat people. They have to cry to me, and I have to put a body water on the stand. We try to shame the government from time to time, but they are not even ashamed. You can't shame the shameless. They are not ashamed. I did that show with them when Okowa was there 2 times. These people are crying for. Now, if those guys travel abroad, I ask them, how much is your salary? None of them earn up to 500,000. Is it not an insult for a medical doctor to be paid 5 million naira? You pay him less than 500,000. And in the year, say, if he there abroad, 130 something thousand pounds a year. You know how much that is in naira? So imagine somebody who can earn 250 million in a year. You dey pay less than 500,000. What would it say?
It look as if the other country, what they are doing is magic. How is it happening?
Exactly.
You understand?
Because there's respect for labor. We're going to address that issue tomorrow. That to our labor people, they need to understand the importance of minimum wages. That's one show that is close to my heart. The solution to Nigerian problem, minimum wages. How it can help to shape a society. Social scientists should be. Then we need to invite them in to look at the fabric of the Nigerian state. Because if you don't pay people well, the tendency is some people will get richer and some will get nothing. A white government will come with decent wages. In the UK, if you like, don't employ the person, they will pay him. The minimum salary is 1,600 pounds, which is still small though. Today, if you're working, you will not earn less than that, which is about 3 million naira or so. That is the least. And that's for the lowest worker. The reason they do that, they're not stupid. That way, if you have a company, you will not be too rich at the expense of the people working for you. The company must not be rich at the expense of the people. There's that the system work, my people. System that works. It is this fabric. That is the government number one priority. Minimum wage. If I employ anybody in the UK and I don't pay him that money, I go to prison. Okay, now, Asaba, let us look at one thing. Very important, Mary. Let us look at this. Now we know that that our people are now sent abroad for treatment. Maybe that's our comparative advantage. We have young people, we have doctors, they are going abroad for treatment. Why are we not training medical doctors that's going to come abroad and make money for us? Sometimes it's a way of making money. If you have so we have 2 billion medical doctors now. If they all go abroad, go work, not people they go bring home.
Okay, so how can they make the money for us? Because I feel like they should make the money for themselves. How will they make the money for us?
No, they do. If the money I earn in the UK, I'll go to Nigeria. I can tell you that 90% of us here, the money we make, either we take and build us or we take and do one thing for Nigeria. We don't spend money here truly. So if you send people abroad, okay, they go to say they know they send the money come home. We contribute 25% of the Nigerian GDP. Other than oil,
That's true.
it is the money the diaspora remittance that is making the country.
Direct.
Yes. So if that is even our comparative advantage, are we training medical doctors to train abroad? Are we training nurses? Do you know how much we need nurses here? Mary, the 90% of people that have come to London of recent from Nigeria, the women that na care they can't do. Care. But the care is an insult. Do you know how much a nurse earn in the UK? Some nurses earn more than the doctors. If you put in more hours as a nurse, you will earn more money than a doctor. Why are we not training nurses? Our daughters, they do runs online every day. Why are we not training them? So they become asset to the nation. How can you have human beings and you cannot make the people make money? The people will make money for us. The empowerment of a Nigerian child is paramount. Look at where we are.
It's not that we are. It's not.
That is also indirectly. That is also indirectly weakening our health system. If we treat them only to export them, then we are also contributing to the problem we are talking about.
No. So they will stay. Because when you do that, by the time the economy begins to stabilize, because what is driving people abroad is money. Like what the man is saying, there's no amount of grammar that will keep a medical doctor in Nigeria is because he hasn't got visa. If he gets job today, he will travel. The only ones that are there now will leave the moment they have a chance.
Although there are some medical doctors that makes money because there are some medical doctors that work in different hospitals. When you have a particular need for them or you need for them for their own area of specialty, you call them, and by so doing, make
as consultants.
But the ones I feel like cannot really make money are those that are working in maybe a particular hospital and receiving monthly salary. But the ones that can work to 5 to 10 hospitals receiving their pay, I think they make more money doing that, even though not everybody has that opportunity.
On whether we are training enough of them, we may never have enough. And the reason is this: the duration before you produce one medical doctor, if the person goes into direct entry or whatever, then about 6 years. 6 years rigorous.
8 years. 8 years.
After 7, because there is a housemanship. The housemanship makes it 7. Then everybody makes it 8. So if the person did a pre-degree plus minus 10 years, 10 years after secondary school, 9-10 years after secondary school, to produce one medical doctor. And you find out that they still have a whole lot of control because we have higher institutions, yes, universities, but no university in Nigeria has the right to just to just admit 200 students on medicine and surgery, even when you have up to 200 seats for them to sit in class. There must be a ratio. They must ask you, they must find out before your accreditation, how many professors do you have in this area? Because there is a professor-student ratio. And so you cannot just go out and churn out, I want to graduate 200 medical doctors. How many professors do you have? And some of these professors are already abroad. You understand? So you find out that it is regulated by the number of professors you have. That is when you will get accreditation. If you do not have accreditation, these students can remain in school for as long as God knows when, because you cannot graduate them. So by the time they are graduated, because the medical profession is still a very rigid, very orthodox profession. I can't just come out because I have land here in Asaba, and I set up Asaba University of Medical Sciences, and I admit people because I want to graduate them and unleash them on the international community. No, the medical profession is very autonomous, and they will regulate and ensure before I admit how many professors do I have in the vital key areas. Otherwise, I am just admitting them, I'm scamming them, I collect fees from them, I cannot graduate them. Because before they are inducted to practice and given provisional license, there is a provisional license to practice in Nigeria. They now write international exam to practice globally. Before all those things happen, they must ensure that the university have set up in Asaba has all that it takes. Because these are people that are dealing on life.
Yes.
They are dealing on life. So you don't gamble with it. We don't gamble with it. So the question of why are we not producing enough so that we can unleash them on the diaspora? There are regulations, and we just cannot mass produce. We must produce with respect to the ratio of those who are ensuring quality control, and we are having them fewer and fewer now. That's the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria. And Dental Council of Nigeria. So it's a very orthodox thing. It's highly regulated, and we cannot just churn it out. But what we should bother ourselves with is the ones we have inducted, we have trained, they have specialized in the past 10 years. How can this environment be fulfilling enough for them so that they can practice here and save lives? If they go out and the direct foreign investment return that they bring in here, oh yes, it is good. But at the end of the day, the life expectancy in developed countries where our people are functioning as healthcare providers has reached 78, has reached 80, some more than that. But the average life expectancy rate in Nigeria is somewhere 55.
Yeah, it is.
And that is average, because there are still people who die of preventable diseases, of easily curable diseases, who die earlier than that. So how can we stop this trend that people will die here under 50, but when they go out there, they are able to live 80, 89, and even above? That on its own is an issue that should be of concern to any patriot in this country.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You know, these are very, you see, anybody, I think the first thing we always say, head first. I remember the guy who owned a chemist, and the title of the chemist, the signboard is head first. Health should be number one priority for any nation. Any wise government, any responsible government, let me say the one that passed, the president that always declares state of emergency. Any responsible government will prioritize healthcare, they will prioritize education. Because when you have these two in your hands, you win. Let me ask you, I'm going to throw this question back to you guys. There's a guy, I can't forget it, in my Edijana. He ran for the governor of the Delta State. The guy came with a proposal that if he becomes the governor, that he's going to convert all the teaching hospitals, quote me, not teaching, all the general hospitals. He's scrapping them, sending them to institutions to train people, to train medical professionals. It could be nurses, it could be doctors, instead of using those places. Have you been to our general hospital of late? They are not fit for purpose. So let us work with our teaching hospitals and then embark on what we have in the UK, something like the local healthcare system. We use that one and we push people into the market. You understand? Now, I hear what he said that we shouldn't train them for abroad. Do you know that people come abroad anyway? Our women are here. Now, care that they do, now cheat that they pack from people yash. Let them job be nurses so they can treat people and earn good money. Let them be doctors so they can earn good money. If I tell you how much a nurse, will they call nurses? If we see better now, money na nurse. Now, would they call them Uncle Tom? Will they rush them? Because they go bring plenty money. You know that kind of way why we go work with our will bring plenty money. So will they rush nurse, they marry here. We call them, no, the women call them Uncle Tom. You understand? If you see nurse, you know they live out. Why? Because nurses are making money.
So that if it's men are go diggers too. That if it's all men are go diggers.
I would not going to be good diggers. Who want trouble?
I thought it's only women, though. I thought it's only women, though. I thought it's women are inclusive.
Is there anybody that only ability? Anybody want one married today go say, what did you they do? This guy, what did you go do? Somebody go ask. Yeah. Nobody they going to marriage blind again. Like in those days. So we are looking into that. You see, you understand? No, even in America, if you see a nurse, they earn decent money. Why are we not training nurses? Why are we not turning our daughters?
I think people like everybody that have the brains to be a nurse, so that they will not go and keep people children.
I know.
You have the passion for it. That's why you go for it. You cannot want to be a nurse or a doctor because money is there. No, you need to be naturally intelligent that you can do it. You need to have that passion for it, that this is the field I want to be. Just like telling me to go and do nurse now. Me that I don't even want to look at somebody's wound. It's not in me. If it's not in you, it's not in you. You can't force it.
And maybe after some time you might just begin to develop likeness for it. Anyway, people, I think we should go on a break. Sorry, Mary. We should go on a quick break. When we come back, we do 1 or 2 newspaper reviews. We should stop this. Tomorrow, I said the show will happen in 2 parts. The first part will be those who will do the newspaper review, and then we have the discussion part. So let's have it as 2 different shows. Because for some reason now, we don't review the newspapers, which is not good for this show. So we're going to split into 2. The first segment of the morning, some people will do the newspaper review. And then I'll come in and I can do the discussion of the day, which could be, the discussion we are having now should be the state of the nation. Whether the newspaper review should happen first before this. But let's go on a break. We want to have a little bit of newspaper review before we go home. Don't go away. Stay with us.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. Nigeria Week London 2025 is coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week London 2025. Nigeria Week London 2025, celebrating the best of Nigeria, is partnered with Civil Society, scaling up nutrition in Nigeria.
Welcome back, people. This is Rise and Shine Nigeria. We have been talking about the difficult or the heartbreaking state of the health system in Nigeria. It can be better. I think like a layman too much, but that's how I like to think. We have the young people who can train them in the medical field. So there should be no shortage of people treating us. Even if they take some, we still have enough. So why are we not focusing on training medical professionals? How proud are you that every Nigerian woman coming here today is coming to become a carer? Why are they not becoming nurses? At least if they cannot be doctors. We know doctors is high. Can they be nurses? Can they be midwives? That's something we need to consider. Let me say this. When you say they don't have the brain to become nurses, in the UK, the people that become nurses here, they were street people. UK will train you to become a nurse. The women that went to nursing school here, some of them don't know guy. I know one. Nah, mental health nurse. If a big reads his house, but she's a mental health nurse. I don't know how to take the code. So let us, I know, our education system should be meant for purpose. Sometimes when I will carry these children go to school, you go and teach them things they don't need. If it is how to treat people, teach them how to treat people. In the UK, when you study law, you study the law as you will practice it. They don't teach you some stupid English. Go and study sociology. Go and study some stupid courses. Focus on the course. Let them be fit for purpose. You go and see mass com. Teach them how to broadcast. Teach them how to use the camera. Teach them how to write. Focus on that. Don't waste them with some courses they don't need. so they can concentrate. I can't wait to review the Nigerian school curriculum. That is one thing that's disturbing my heart. Because if you see the way the students study, even the kind of exam they go through, yeah, they will finish. They are not qualified. You still look down on the certificate. Come and see what we have here. Whether their training is better than your own. Most of them, it's like I said, they will go to do one course in Harvard for 2 weeks. They call them I'm an alumni of Harvard. For where? Alumni of Harvard for there, not for Nigeria. How many weeks did you study there? What did you study in that 2 weeks that is making you better than the Nigerian one? So sometimes I don't understand us at all. We need to wake up and we need to address this. Mary, just for the purpose of this show today, we said we'll do a little bit of newspaper review. Let us do one before we run, please. All right? Let's take a look at, if not one thing else, let's see Punch. Eh?
Okay. The big story on the Punch, you have Eid Fetai, low-key celebrations as Nigerians lament hardship. Traders lament low patronage. Citizens cut costs. PDP blames APC for economic woes. On page 2.
Now let me do with the thing for Nigeria. Then if you like Natasha picture there for the top left. Where do they do that woman?
No, but these are big story that are saying low-key celebration. I came to the office yesterday when I was going home. We could not even see where to pass because of all the people that were going outing. If you see cars everywhere, they are celebrating. ShopRite were filled with people. So which one is a low-key celebration? I don't know, Sha. But I know that some people were celebrating.
Money not they pocket. This is Nigeria never get money once. Anyway,
the low-key celebration is in relative term. That is compared to how it used to be when the economy was buoyant. How it used to be when a liter of fuel was sold for maybe 250 naira. But now it is in the nature of man to celebrate, whether it's Kabri or whatever, you know. So people must still want to gather. So what you saw in Abuja is a semblance of, you know, people trying to celebrate because for one it's a holiday. But what the newspaper headline there is talking about is that it's a low key because of the disposable income. What is the disposable money that is available for the average Nigerian that is budgeted for this celebration? When you know that the cost of living is so high and the inflation is running up to the sky, you know, so it's a reflection of the hardship, as it were, that is in the country. And so he's saying there is a low-key celebration.
Yeah, that's true. Things are expensive. That even make me. I now remember the vehicle I entered yesterday. One of them that went to celebrate the Salah came and was begging the driver to please carry him for free. That does not have transport. The driver said, "No, you left your home to go celebrate, and you are begging me to carry you for free back home." So things are really expensive right now, and there's no money. That's true. That's true. Okay, still on the Punch, we have a Naira for crude. Federal government Dangote set for talks as refinery import 12.6 million.
It's not affecting everybody.
Yeah, it can't affect everybody. Okay. There are people that are still doing well. Naira for crude. Federal government Dangote set for talks as refinery imports 12.6 million barrels on page 21. Moving forward, we have a story that says Natasha's reform. INEC. You said? Yeah.
INEC. Did they really record this woman?
I don't know, but I know that she wanted to hold a protest in Kogi State, but the governor has cancelled it. That he does not want to see anything like that. There was supposed to be a protest, I think, today. She wanted a protest in Kogi State as regards what's happening, but the governor of Kogi State has already debunked that and said she does not want any protest from Natasha. That was another news I saw yesterday. So we have
But what are these people not even ashamed? If I were them, I would play down on this woman. I will not give her this audience, you know, because the more you oppress her, or the more
when you have a national assembly that is peopled by those who have wrong priorities, and they are highly insulated from the realities of the economy, and they do not understand the plight of the average Nigerian, you see them manifest some of these things. Because the issue at stake there to me is something that, they say Caesar's wife should be above suspicion. It's something that you do not expect that people should make a priority at all. And the fact that it has gone on and on and on to this level shows that they do not have the priority of how to make the state function better. And this appears to be their priority. The issue of he made passes at me and that and that.
Yeah.
So those are mundane things. They are trivialities that they have played up. It also shows them not as statesmen that should be seen seriously as such, but people of trivialities.
I agree. And but my problem is, if they really want to recall this woman, then I need to be ashamed. Are you saying it is this issue now that is making you to recall her? I don't understand. There are things I always query Natasha. Why did you complain to us when you were sexually harassed? That's been my case on her. But this one, if you call her for what? Because she's raised the issue of sexual harassment. Now you're looking into her case. This is too simple now.
I think the problem started with Daddy Chris. I think the whole problem started with she not having evidence of what she said. There's no evidence, and that's the problem.
How do you expect her to have evidence? In one show, say when the man I talk to him, he filmed the man. What are you talking about?
That's the truth, though.
For you to prove such a case, you must have evidence.
I know. That's the problem.
I know it's not easy to have such evidence, but for the fact that there's no evidence that is the problem. And I'm serious.
That's the problem.
If there's no evidence, I understand. There's no evidence. Must she die for it? She raised a concern. If it's something, trivialize her issue. Ignore her. Why give her this big publicity? Now the international community is going to listen to this. I'm careful not to bring myself into that matter. Because if I just call on the women rights people here, they will jump. You don't want to raise that issue for Nigeria right now. We have enough challenges.
But she's also not stopping. Daddy Chris. But she's also not stopping anytime soon. The person you are talking about is also fighting.
Yes, she has to fight. I can understand that. But I won't be helping the matter, because the problem is it good for the image of the country? At the end of the day, what do we stand to gain? What are we going to gain? What do we stand to gain from all this? Maybe what is our gain?
No gain.
It's like a boxer who has brought his opponent down in the ring and want to punch him to death. So
exactly.
That's exactly what is happening.
I have a feeling she has made her point. She has made her point, and the National Assembly has also attempted to kill a fly with a sledgehammer. But we should save our sanity and sanctity of both the National Assembly and our symbol of democracy. Trying to go ahead with a recall process, which I also read in the papers this morning, that INEC has tried to frustrate that, because it will also mean that INEC is becoming a pawn in the game by some powerful people.
Okay. Anyway, let's quickly run through some of the other headlines.
Okay, we have Lagos, Kano lead as 117 million Nigerians get NIN. And we have lynched travelers. Government demands public parade. 14 suspects moved to Abuja on page 2.
That is the one that the killing in
Uromi. Yeah, and there's another paper carried that the governor has traveled to the deceased families and taking actions and all of that.
Vanguard, it's in Vanguard.
Yeah. Late Adebanjo made Obi's 2023 Lagos victory possible, coming from Abure on page 10. 32-year-old Nigerian declared missing by Canadian police on page 4. Communal clashes. Adeleke threatens to depose 3 monarchs on page 10.
Who be one person they throw moon out there? I beg. Let's go to the next paper, my brother. Vanguard, yeah? Let's
Okay.
do Vanguard.
The Vanguard says, Urumi, residents desert towns over fears of reprisal, arrests. And the writer says, residents explains what led to mob action, panic in Ekpoma markets over alarm of attack. Governor hits the road, meet Kano government. Okay, meet Kano governor, deputy senate president, says justice will prevail for victims. Okwebolo. Aggrieved Kano youths, women carry placards, demands speedy justice for victims. Governor meets deputy Governor meets Senate President. Barrow says 14 suspects will be taken to Abuja for further interrogations. Will ensure perpetrators are brought to book. Deputy Senate President, ACF calls for independent judicial panel to investigate killings. Farmers scared of going to farms in Edo. And this story is on page 5 and page 12 of the Vanguard newspaper. We have a story here that says organized immigration crime. Federal government seeks global intelligence sharing on page 2. On page 9, federal government to shut Lagos Independence Bridge for 2 months on page 10. I was offered 5 billion naira bribe to impeach Fubara.
Who's that?
This story is coming from Ehi. As Fubara vows to defend Rivers' interests on page 7. We also have Chairman Oye gives insight into content issues on page 19. Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger imposed 0.5% levy on goods from Nigeria, other ECOWAS countries on page 45. Tension in ports as federal government moves to sack terminal operators on page 9. Petrol Dangote refinery resumes loading after payment on page 20. Will treat people smuggling gangs like terrorists, coming from UKPM. CP, PDP to Tinubu, forget 2027, Nigeria will reject you.
Prime Minister.
On page 9. These are all the stories we have this morning on the Vanguard.
No, this Fubara issue, there's a word. I have only one word for Fubara. When Abiola won election, he went to the Oba of Benin. And Oba of Benin said something to him. He said, I pray that God give you the spirit to accept that which you cannot change. It's very unfortunate that we live in a country where people like Natasha is where she is now. Fubara is somewhere in exile, more or less, because if he had stayed, he would have been arrested. And it's a shame. It's a shame. And now they're looking for every reason to lay him down. I don't know what the head of service. What is the latest from the head of service? We'll be able to find out. But I know a lot of people will come out to defend Fubara too. So it's going to be on and on. But Fubara, you cannot fight these people. Unfortunately. The people that will fight for you, I don't know how strong we are to be able to help you. So all we're going to do is we pray that God will give you the spirit to accept that which you cannot change. These are demonic people. When you eat with the devil, you gotta test it too. When you were dealing with wicked, you thought you were eating, you were dealing with a good man. But listen, we are not the one to solve the problem. Why did you even eat with wicked in the first place? That's what we're telling you. Did you eat there?
The lesson there from the Fubara episode is that if you ride on the back of the tiger,
yes,
to get to power, there are chances that you might also end up in the belly of the tiger.
That's it.
You know, yes,
swallow you.
It might swallow you.
I agree, my
People
brother.
are ready to shout foul when it swallows you and see the injustice. But what happened when you were riding on his back to get to where you were? Because you know, we don't want to get into the details of what happened during the primaries and what happened during the election and all
Exactly.
that. But today, a godfather and a godson are not seeing eye to eye, and the system is suffering, and
Paralyzed.
democracy is threatened. But it started from somewhere. So there are lessons to learn out there.
Very important. Very, very important. And for those of us who are desperately looking to become powerful, it's a good thing to be powerful. We wish you powerful. But look at what Fubara is going through now. And Fubara got the election from us. If he had won the election because he talked to us, this what is happening today will not be happening. Please let the masses vote you to power. Don't allow a godfather to vote you to power, to bring you to power. This selectocracy is not good for you, even the politician, and it's not good for us. Now we cannot defend you because we don't know your deal with Wike. Now we know he's oppressing you. We know why he's oppressing you, but you people had an agreement. You ate, you shook hands with the devil. Man, wash your hand now. They call us. Maybe next time you go wash hand, we will go seek hand. Suppose this one not happen, you for wash hand, we for go eat with Tinubu to win the next election. No, guys, sometimes this game is tiring. You understand? How do we even trust them that they will work for the interest of the masses? If Fubara goes there now, if Tinubu was not going to influence Fubara to win the next election in the state, let the politician learn that there's a penalty if they don't work with us. It's a very big lesson. If you don't work with us, because we will help you, we will defend you. You will tell Wike go to hell now. If Wike did not contribute to your election, if you did not influence it, like Oboriwo now, Oboriwo can't say anything when Okowa is talking. I saw him and Okowa dancing. So these are how they hand over one to the other. They go soon fight. Oh. The fight will come. There's no way, because there's always trouble in that Delta State. I can see the trouble coming here and there. You know, it is in the interest of us. No, Oboriwo should have gotten vote from us, and today we'll be defending him. Thank God he has Okowa is a quiet one that want to walk away quietly because he didn't win the election. Because Okowa gets in own trouble. I'm sure he has the EFCC pursuing him on one side, so he doesn't want to. He doesn't have peace. He wants his own peace. Otherwise, he will be influencing things. That's why they gave you power. Nobody gave you power because he just want to give it. He has interest. Wike gave you the power because Wike has interest. Now we are calling on us. Yes, we want to work with you, but hey, how did this whole thing start? Robo said, let's say bite me not because the fight too. Something I caused, wait me can bite you. Anyway, my people, this is where we're going to draw the curtain for today's show. Thank you very much. Today I have the benefit of being with Fred, and I enjoyed the Fred. Your own is which will declare state of emergency. I will not forget that. Our president is good at declaring state of emergency, but he didn't declare state of emergency on our health system. He didn't declare it on our education system. Two crucial sectors. Even when we are hungry, no state of emergency. Even when they kidnap us, no state of emergency. But state of emergency in River State. In Jesus' name. Now they made it they go, maybe we can't live now. So when I do like this, I know what I mean. May God help us. Thank you guys. Let's do this tomorrow. Like I said, we'll try and break this show down. Listen, journalists, I'm so blessed to have you around. We're going to work more.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right. We'll do this again tomorrow, people. Like I said, this is Rise and Shine Nigeria, where we talk about critical issues and take a look at our Nigerian dailies. What is important is, as the show develops, you have the opportunity to phone in. The phone line is always calling. So you can actually call. When we have a discussion, you can call it. We didn't want to create that chance yet, but from next tomorrow, which is Wednesday, I think that opportunity will be there for people to actually phone in. Make it simple, and then your voice will also be heard. That is where we're going on the show. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you for watching. Mary, thank you very much for Asaba. Asaba, we are proud of you. All right. So thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. Nigeria Week London 2025 is coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26th, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week London 2025. Nigeria Week London 2025, celebrating the best of Nigeria, is partnered with Civil Society, scaling up nutrition in Nigeria.
SR